The person who I decided to research for my contribution presentation is Janie Porter Barrett, a well-known educator and social welfare worker. Janie Porter Barrett was born in Athens, Georgia on August 9, 1865. The name of Janie's mother was Julia Porter, who was also a slave. There is no information on Janie's father. However, Janie's mother worked as a live-in housekeeper and a seamstress for the Skinner family. The Skinner family lived in Macon, Georgia, where they provided a home for Janie and her mother. The Skinners treated Janie as if she was their own child. They offered to become her legal guardians when her mother remarried and moved out of their home. However, Janie's mother denied their offer and sent Janie to the Hampton Institute. During her time at the Hampton Institute, Janie was trained in domestic tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and sewing. However, this was not her calling. She found her passion in serving others in a different way. She decided to study to become an elementary school teacher and graduated from the Hampton Institute around the year of 1885. After Janie graduated from the Hampton Institute in 1885, she was offered a position in Dawson, Georgia, which was a poor royal town. She taught there for 1 year, regardless of the undesirable working conditions. Around 1887, Janie was offered another position in Hampton, Virginia, where she returned to teach in a night school for a few years. In 1888, Janie was offered a position at Lucy Laney Haynes Normal and Industrial Institute in Augusta, Georgia, which was a very challenging high school for African American students only. Janie left this school in 1889 and returned to Hampton, Virginia. During her time in Hampton, Virginia, Janie found the person who she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. His name was Harris Barrett. He was also a graduate from the Hampton Institute, where he worked as a bookkeeper and cashier. Harris and Janie decided to get married on October 31, 1889. They later had 4 children, 1 son and 3 daughters. After Janie became married to Harris Barrett, she decided that she wanted to truly devote her life to the social service field and opened the Locust Street Settlement. This was a place where African American females could come to meet with Mrs. Barrett once a week in her home. It was the first settlement house for African Americans in the United States. The Locust Street Settlement was later expanded in 1902 when Janie's husband built a separate facility on their property. This allowed for all members of the community to participate in groups, lectures, domestic training such as gardening, cleaning, caring for poultry and young children, and recreational activities. After creating the Locust Street Settlement, Barrett founded the Virginia State Federation of Colored Women's Clubs and became the president because of her interest in helping young African American females who are struggling because of the issues that they have faced, such as behavioral issues, lack of education, and a lack of domestic training. In 1910, Janie met with Mary Cook Branch Munford, a well-known advocate for women's suffrage. She met with her to discuss her concerns about the young African American female population because she also supported quality education and learning for all races. With the help of Munford and other social leaders, Barrett worked to raise money for an industrial school which would provide education to young African American females who were previously incarcerated. A 147-acre farm was purchased in 1914, and in January of 1915, the Virginia Industrial School for Colored Girls opened. The school began with only 28 students. The focus of this school was on encouraging Christianity, independence, discipline, and teaching basic life skills. Janie Porter Barrett was the superintendent of the Virginia Industrial School for Colored Girls. Her personality and composure is what held the school together for so long. She emphasized the fact that the school was not a prison, but it was a home, and she encouraged the girls to build lives of their own by supporting them every step of the way. In 1920, the state of Virginia took responsibility for the industrial school financially. However, Barrett still remained in charge. During this time, she also became a part of the Virginia Commission on Interracial Cooperation, which prevented race-related crimes and allowed for the development of schools and parks for African Americans. In the year of 1929, Janie Porter Barrett was awarded with the William E. Harmon Award for Distinguished Achievement. In 1930, Janie was invited to take part in the White House Conference regarding child health and protection. She was also a part of the National Association of Colored Women for 4 years. Janie Porter Barrett retired completely in 1940 and passed away in 1948 of August. Overall, Barrett was a huge influence in the lives of many young African Americans. She gave them the opportunity to be successful and to develop their own lives because they were worthy of doing so. On this slide are a list of references that I used to complete my research for this presentation. Thank you guys for watching.